Hi, I'm Matt O'Rourke, Master Plumber and President of Z Plumbers. Before we begin, please be sure to refer to the installation guide and specification sheet. Always check your local plumbing code. Let's begin. This is everything included in the trim package for the KOHLER Anthem mechanical recess valve. We recommend pulling all the components out of the box and laying them out so it's easy to see what we have and make sure we have all the parts. Now we're going to cut the casing in order to install the trim. We're going to outline the casing with a Sharpie, and then I prefer to use a multi-tool to cut this. You can also use a utility knife and then snap it. We are now going to install our trim plate. We want all of the stems in the outward position. You can see here, this one is in and our next three are out. We will push in and pop out. The back of the trim plate does have a gasket, so no silicone is required. Be sure that the weep hole is on the bottom when installing the trim. It comes with 4 screws. You'll find the 4 openings here to screw in. It is best practice to do this with the manual Phillips head, being careful not to over tighten. We are going to tighten this trim plate so that way we can get an accurate measurement to mark our stems. We are going to have a level. To level it at this time is when we want to make sure that we are level. Now that we have secured our trim, we're going to mark and cut our stems to length. After we mark the stems, we're now going to cut them flush with the stem templates. I prefer using a multi-tool or a fine blade hacksaw. Now we're going to remove the stem templates. We will be installing the push button. There is a key feature on the top. We will be pushing all the stems in prior to installing the push button. We will be using the screws that we removed from the template to install the push button. We'll now install the cartridge cover. We are now going to start installing the trim plates from the right to the left, starting with the small piece, bevel edge on the end. We will now start to install the small plates, matching the icon with the outlet that it is serving. You'll hear a click. Note, you can get replacement and/or alternative icons to match the outlet that you have. We will now be installing the large plastic piece. Notice the half moon on the right, the 2 set screws that I have pre-installed. There are 4 key features that will align with the extension. Be sure to slowly tighten the top and bottom. This piece will ensure that the button is centered, so make sure that this is even. We will now be installing the wave washer and then the friction ring. We are now going to install the temperature control. Be sure that the button is located on the bottom. We will push it in and use the retaining clip to hold it in place. I recommend using the split ring on the top, working from the bottom around to the top. There is a groove. Be sure that you get the retaining clip in the groove completely. At this time, go ahead and spin or rotate the temperature control to make sure that it is moving with no friction. We are now going to install the plastic clip. You'll find 2 key features here that will go onto the stem and 4 that will go on the temperature control. We will now install the aesthetic control cover. There is a key feature again that will help install and line up. At this time, you can test the product and also polish. The trim package does come with these bags. We find them very useful to go ahead and use to polish the trim. This concludes our installation of the Anthem mechanical recessed 4-outlet trim. For additional support, please contact the KOHLER Trade Hotline, 920-803-3927. Available Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time.